This time last year, he was the star of the show, making that massive move to PSG. Hasn't been the best of 12 months, hasn't been the best few weeks, let's face it, for the Brazilian. And he's come out and said, I can say that this is the saddest moment of my career. It's hard to find the strength to play soccer again, but I'm sure God will give me strength enough to face anything. Mac, this Neymar to Real Madrid thing is something that has been bubbling, hasn't it?
Yes.
Do you like it? Does it make sense to you, in a sense that this is a player who just 12 months ago made that big move to PSG, already kind of thinking about the next step?
You never know what was in the mind. He would never move from Barcelona to Real Madrid because we know the politics of that. So maybe Paris Saint-Germain was just a convenient stopgap.
If you were Real Madrid, would you pull out all the bells and whistles to get him?
I think the president wants to bring him in. I think the president is obsessed with bringing him in, but getting it over the line is another thing, isn't it? It's you
wouldn't say he's done himself a lot of favours in the World Cup. You know, if the president's now looking at Neymar, I think some of the supporters wouldn't be quite so happy with seeing his performances, seeing his antics, seeing the way he's played. Again, he wants to be the star of the show, which without Ronaldo, he could be the star of the show. But he's got to get his attitude much better than we've seen.
But he's a good, very good
player.
I think people would brush over that.
Yeah, if Ronnie goes and he brings him in, it'll be fine.
We talked about it because it was relevant and it was current and it was stupid. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, he's a heck of a player. Yeah. And I think they will. I mean, if we are talking any of the Hazard, Mbappe, as much as I like Mbappe and Neymar, he's the bells and whistles sign. He's the big star. Yeah. So that would certainly smooth it over if Ronaldo goes, him coming in. And we know at some point he's going to screw his head and stop all this, but particularly at Real Madrid, and get the job done. So.
But he's not going to give you the goals that Ronaldo's given. So there's no player that can give you the goals. Mbappe may be, in time, the player that can give those.
Who would you have?
I would go for Mbappe.
Would you?
I'm not a Neymar fan, as I've said last year. I think he's all for himself. I wouldn't build a team around him. And when you're buying a player of that expense, you're building a team around him.
Is Ronaldo not all for himself?
But you can still build a team because he does the right things for the team as well. I'm not sure Neymar does.
Who would you have, Macca? Mbappe or Neymar? If Florentina rang you up and went, oi, who shall I choose?
Brings them up.
If it was now to hit the ground running, Neymar.
Right.
I think in a long-term prospect, of course, Mbappe, I think, will be a new superstar. But for now, for European football, in La Liga, it would be him. It would be Neymar.